important work, okay? And people die. We're here. There's like this river of life. We surface into consciousness, and then we go back under. All right, and into whatever this whole sort of thing is, and no one really knows. But while we're here, while we're conscious, we should have some fun. That's the meaning of my life, right? And we should try to spread that. I want you guys, by the way. You're now my, I'm hypnotizing all of you and turning you into my vectors for this virus I'm trying to spread, which is a virus of acceptance, compassion, and empathy. All right, and that's the basic thing, is to go out and really spread this. Okay, so what this what it does when I start a conversation like that, and I say, so what are you doing? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. What do you do for a living? And she starts telling what she does for a living. I go, stop it, that's boring. And they go, whoa, okay, well, what have I done? I've started off the thing like an AFC, right? And it's predictable. So she's giving me her script. She's in this certain state. I've interrupted her state now, right? It's a state interrupt. And now she has to switch. You understand? And now I'm going to take her in a new direction. Stop, that's boring. That's a hypnotic command. In a sense, you could look at it that way, but I'm interrupting her state. Now I'm going to take her in another direction. I'm going to say, that's boring. What do you like to do for fun? Okay. Now she's going to go through, again, what this sort of search in her mind for pleasure and fun. Okay? So don't talk about boring shit, all right? Work, school, family, politics, religion. It's fucking boring. We don't talk about that shit when we're out, okay? Most guys, what I own, what I do, what I blah, blah, blah. No good, all right? Because that's all the guys are going to do. Sit and listen to what guys say to girls. This is a really good... That's right. He's like, Brad's like, that's so lame. It's retarded, You sit there and you're going...
I couldn't believe what the two chicks were saying last night about they were trying to tell me what not to say, and I'm like, I would never talk about my health or how my aches and pains or like the last time I was sick.
My hemorrhoids.
Yeah, like you see, like guys will talk about that.
Yeah, you don't got to outrun the bear.
No, I was shocked.
All you got to do is stay out of the other guy. It's really true. And I mean, I've heard horror stories, guys talking about seriously like how big of a cock they have, how this, that, the other thing. It's it's too much, too fast. It's not calibrated. They're just bragging. It's like Nicole was talking about that guy sitting out there that comes off as insecure, comes off as needy. It's a big fucking turn off. You know what's a turn on? Travel. So the meta frame here is we're going to talk about things that are pleasant, that chicks find pleasant. Not necessarily that you find pleasant. Like I like to go out and work on my car and get greasy and bark my knuckles and do, no. Football, no. That chicks find pleasant. Get it? Not necessarily what you find pleasant. Okay? So, sensual or exciting topics. Travel. What's the last vacation you went on? Where'd you go? What was it like? And again, I'm going to lower my tonality. I'm going to slow down. And I'm going to get her imagining. I'm going to say, yeah. And then here's the thing I'll do is I'll keep feeding her back whatever she tells me. Again, this is a speed seduction kind of tactic. This is why, again, I recommend that people, prepare in this, because it's you're using linguistics to get her thinking about things that are pleasant, okay, rather than things that are boring. Pleasure, food, fantasy, anything like that is really, really good to get her thinking about. They're good topics.
I got a question. Like sometimes I'll say to a girl, like, "What do you love to do?"
Yeah. What do you love to do? It's great. What's the most exciting, one of the things, since she's a freak, okay, or an adventurous, what's the most exciting thing you've done this year, right? And then get her speaking about it. Or you can start talking about, I have a motorcycle, and it's just great, and you turn that throttle and the whole bike starts just pounding underneath you, and it accelerates really, really hard, and you feel safe, but it's exciting at the same time, and this flood of energy. Maybe you've been on the back of a bike and you're holding on for dear, this is a metaphor for sex, right? But it's getting her thinking about exciting topics. And I'll tell you, they really they eat this up, okay? It sounds cheesy, it sounds corny to guys, but they love these topics, okay? Food is great. You talk about like the pleasure of eating, but it's anything pleasurable basically, not like work and school. Because what you're doing is you're when you do that, you're literally, she's imagining herself at work or at school or, you know, at a fucking political rally. You know, when's the last time you got laid at a political rally, right? You know, now on vacation, right? Or after a nice, you know, glass of wine, or you see what I'm saying? You understand? Sensual topics are good. And sex. Sex is a good topic. Again, this is stuff that it's just good stuff. Okay, subcommunication. Women look for hidden meaning in everything you say. They're not listening to what you say literally, and this drives guys nuts. Like you'll say, "That's a really nice dress you have on tonight," and what's she gonna say? What, you didn't like that dress I wore last Thursday? And you're like, "Fuck, no, I just said you have a nice dress, right?" You're like, "What the fuck?" And then guys get really fucking frustrated and pissed off. But you can use this to your advantage, because this is the way chicks process the world, okay? So they're looking for the hidden communication. Why not communicate with them in a way that subcommunicates the sort of things that you want them thinking about and imagining, okay? This is really, in a lot of ways, the heart of NLP, and the way Ross took NLP and converted it into speech seduction. It's really the heart of it, okay? Again, this is why I really push guys to get his tapes, listen to his stuff, because it's very, very powerful stuff. I don't use the patterning and the straight up hypnosis, but the frames and the concepts that underlie it are bedrock stuff. And he didn't invent this stuff. I mean, he claims he did, but he didn't. This is universal stuff that happens naturally. He just codified it. So I tell him a swinger story. Like, if a woman tells me she's married, very common thing, I'll tell him my swinger story, and I'll say, you know, one of the happiest couples I know are swingers. And I go, "Oh my God, swingers?" He goes, "Yeah, well, I don't know if I should tell you this story." And I go, no, tell, you know. And what I'm doing when I say, "I don't know if I should tell you this," and that's a great conversational thing, it's fractionation. Ross would go, "I don't know if I should tell, I don't know, it's kind of dirty, you know, it's kind of, oh, no, you know, tell us. So you're getting them to buy in to what's happening. And then I'll say, well, you know, there's a guy and this girl, the girl's really young, the guy's really old, they've been married for 12 years. And you know, they're the happiest couple I've ever met. And they swing. The guy likes nothing more than to see his woman having sex with another guy. And in fact, sorry, Carl, not available today. Where was I with the story? The right, the swingers, and then I just sort of go into a whole story about how their relationship is really great, how they've been married longer than my parents, how much they love each other and stuff. So I'm not saying to this married chick that she should cheat on her husband. I'm saying, in fact, you know, his whole thing is when she goes out and has sex with another guy, she comes back and she is so happy and she treats him so well that he loves it when she goes outside and has sex with another guy. He really just gets this great treatment from her. So do you see, like, so the way a woman's going to process that is how? She's going to assume you're talking about her and her husband. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna apply that. So that's one of the principles that you can use. This fact that they're always looking for the subcommunication. Okay, you can apply that. You can use that to your advantage and get them really. You can direct their thinking by doing that. Okay, and again, this is another principle that Ross uses a lot, and it's very powerful. It's very powerful principle. It's broadly available in the community. If you're on MA